Hello and welcome to a quick video on our 7 teaching principles at Harrow Way Community School. So in this video we're going to just guide you through some of our core beliefs. So we'll start with our 7 principles, and these are our foundations for everything else. The first is the use of routines and what we expect in the classroom. The second is the use of classroom voices. The third is our behaviour for learning policy and what we expect from students and teachers. The fact that retrieval practice is core to our philosophy, that we are all teachers of literacy, that questioning drives learning, and that feedback improves learning. So we'll start by talking about our routines. So what we expect from teachers is that they meet students at the door and welcome them into their classroom. We expect students have their pencil cases and planners on the desk ready to learn. We expect that all students are ready to pay attention, because paying attention is crucial to learning. And that we expect teachers to have a do now ready on the desk for a prompt start. At Harrow Way, we have a very clear policy around classroom voices because we believe it's very important for students to know when they should and shouldn't be talking. And we believe it's the teacher's discretion. So we expect the teacher to decide when students should be asking the teacher questions. We also expect the teacher to direct students to speak to their partners in order to elaborate their ideas. We expect the teacher to direct when it should be a whole class discussion, which can be extremely valuable. And lastly, and very importantly, we expect the teacher to decide when there should be silent study. All the research shows the fewer distractions students can have when doing work, the better. So the environment needs to be calm and purposeful. Retrieval is absolutely key to our learning philosophy, because Dan Willingham has very rightly said that memory is the residue of thought. So what the students are thinking about is crucial. And our job as teachers is to transfer information into the long-term memory of students. And that is a sign of progress. So we want to spend time getting information out of the student's head rather than simply just putting it in. So we want to give students the opportunity to really think about what they have learnt and try and recall that information. We expect everyone in the class to be engaged in that activity. We expect the teacher to give opportunity for the students to revisit previous topics and lessons. And we expect the retrieval to go beyond just the basic mechanical facts. We need to deliberately deepen the understanding of that learning in order for students to then be able to be provided with instant feedback that can challenge misconceptions. At Harrow Way, we understand that in order for any learning to take place, the behaviour in the classroom must be right. So we expect students to pay attention and listen actively. We have very clear behaviour systems in place, and we will support you with that behaviour. We expect all students to be completing tasks to the best of their ability. And finally, we expect tasks to be challenging. So we expect students to be prepared to attempt all levels of tasks because we want to challenge students to exceed their potential. At Harrow Way, we don't simply pay lip service to literacy. We believe it is absolutely fundamental for progress in all subjects. So we expect teachers to be teaching it explicitly. And we'll do that through a range of mechanisms. So the first is by teaching Tier 3 and Tier 2 vocabulary to students, for planning very carefully reading for purpose activities throughout your curriculum. And finally, we expect the development of oracy skills, because the student's ability to talk and communicate ideas is crucial. Questioning is a key tool in order to drive learning. So at Harrow Way, we have a no hands up policy because we want all students to actively participate, because we want them all thinking, because that's crucial to learning. So as well as all students participating, what we do expect is the teachers to have planned very carefully the questioning that should link to their knowledge organisers and their curriculum, and that there should be probing questions because we want to deepen that level of understanding that the students have about all topics. So we want them to have elaborative understanding. At Harrow Way, we believe that feedback is an essential tool in order to improve learning. So we believe that feedback should be targeted on the next steps that the students must take. The feedback needs to not be on the student, but on the actual work that they are producing and what they do to improve. Students need to be able to articulate what they need to do to improve. And finally, what needs to happen is they need to be given time in order to make that improvement. And that's absolutely essential for them to make progress. At Harrow Way, we believe that feedback should be effective and time efficient. We value your time as a teacher and think it's really important. So we have certain mechanisms in place. The first is yellow box marking, where students are given targeted improvement. The second is coded marking, where students are given a code that will link them to an improvement. The third is whole class marking. And finally, verbal feedback. We believe that verbal feedback is absolutely essential because it can be instant. What we don't expect is lots of stamps saying I've given verbal feedback. We believe and trust in teachers.